Okay, let's unpack this. Welcome back, everyone, to the Deep Dive.
It's great to be here.
This is the show where we take the source material you trust us with, and we really try to transform it into the most uh, actionable, detailed, and interesting knowledge possible.
And today we have something wonderfully practical. I think you'll find this really useful. We're diving into a guide that's all about accessible daily health.
Yeah, the title is Immune-Boosting Foods.
Exactly. And what's crucial here, I think, is that this is not some, laundry list of exotic superfoods you can't find or afford.
Right, no goji berries from a remote mountaintop.
None of that. It's a remarkably clear, simple list of 10 kitchen staples. Foods and spices that are really intended to strengthen the immune system and help with recovery.
And that simplicity is, well, it's a bit deceptive, which is exactly why we're here. The source material is straightforward, but our goal today is to go way beyond just reading the claims.
We have to.
We need to understand the underlying mechanisms. We want to know why these 10 items, specifically, oranges, garlic, yogurt, and the rest, why were they chosen? How does something like vitamin E actually help protect our cells?
Or what's the real functional difference between, say, ginger and turmeric? They're often lumped together, but they do very different things when it comes to inflammation.
Exactly. We need to pull out those essential, sort of scientifically grounded nuggets of knowledge that are embedded in these really common ingredients.
And the core concept here, the whole thesis of the source really, is that genuine immunity support doesn't have to be complex or overwhelming, or expensive for that matter.
Yeah.
It suggests that a robust defense starts right in your kitchen. It's all based on intentional daily choices.
Okay, so to really make sense of this list, we've gone ahead and grouped the 10 items into 4 functional categories. It just helps to frame the conversation.
Very useful way to look at it.
We'll start with the foundational ingredients, what we're calling the vitamin and mineral powerhouses. They offer that basic structural support,
The building blocks.
the building blocks. Then we'll move on to the active fighters. So the spices and herbs that are known for more targeted action. After that, we'll analyze the systemic supports, things that focus on gut health and antioxidant cleansing. And finally, we'll dedicate a whole segment to the one prepared dish on the list, the Great Recovery Classic.
And that structure is so important because it moves us logically. We go from, providing the body with its necessary materials to then deploying these targeted agents against threats, and then finally to internal maintenance and cleanup.
It's all strategy.
It's a complete holistic dietary strategy. So let's start at the beginning, the essential structural support.
All right, so we're kicking off with the foundational ingredients. These are the ones that supply the essential micronutrients the immune system really relies on for just its basic day-to-day operation.
The basics, yeah.
And the very first item on our list is probably the most culturally recognizable immune booster out there. Oranges.
Of course. The core claim is simple, and it directs us immediately to vitamin C. The source says oranges are full of it, and that it, quote, helps your body fight colds and stay healthy.
It's the classic claim.
It is. But what's insightful about the source material here is that it doesn't just stop at the orange. It immediately broadens the perspective.
Oh, right. It mentions the others.
It does. It notes you can get this vital vitamin C from lemons, from limes, and from grapefruits, too.
And that detail is actually really key, isn't it? It tells you, the listener, that the focus should be on the nutrient itself, the ascorbic acid, not the specific, delivery vehicle.
Precisely. It's about the function, not the form.
But let's go a bit deeper than just vitamin C helps. What is vitamin C actually doing inside the body for our defense systems beyond just this general awareness we all have?
Okay, so vitamin C is, it's an absolutely essential nutrient for just maintaining general health. But specifically for immunity, it plays 2 major roles. First, It's a really powerful water-soluble antioxidant. Now, immune cells, particularly the ones called phagocytes, the ones that literally eat invaders, they generate a huge amount of harmful free radicals when they're actively attacking pathogens.
So they're making their own mess, in a way, while cleaning up.
A necessary mess. And vitamin C is rapidly consumed in these areas. It acts as a kind of buffer to protect the immune cells themselves from the highly reactive waste products of their own defense processes.
So it's protecting the troops from friendly fire. That's a great way to think about it.
It's a perfect analogy. It keeps your frontline soldiers from getting damaged by their own weapons.
Okay, that's one role. What's the second, more structural role you mentioned?
The second role is, well, it's infrastructural. Vitamin C is absolutely necessary for the biosynthesis of collagen.
Collagen. I usually associate that with skincare, not the immune system.
And that's the connection. Collagen is critical for maintaining our epithelial barriers. Your skin, yes, but also the lining of your lungs and your gut lining.
The body's walls.
The first line of defense against any pathogen. If you don't have enough vitamin C, those barriers weaken. They become more permeable, making it much, much easier for bacteria or viruses to gain entry in the first place.
Okay, so when the source says vitamin C helps you stay healthy, it's not just talking about fighting a cold you already have. It's summarizing this foundational maintenance work. It's about keeping the castle walls strong.
Exactly. It's about sustaining the entire physical defense infrastructure. Without it, the whole system is compromised from the start.
That makes so much more sense. Okay, let's move on to our second structural food here. We have spinach. And spinach is fascinating because the source gives it this dual nutrient impact.
Yeah.
It seems designed to tackle both direct immunity and systemic readiness.
Precisely. Unlike the orange, which was really laser-focused on vitamin C delivery, spinach offers both vitamin C and iron. It's a 2-for-1.
And the source explicitly links this combination to a functional benefit, right? It says that spinach keeps your body full of energy.
It does.
Now, I worry that linking iron just to energy might oversimplify its immune role a little bit for our deep dive listener. I mean, yes, iron is critical for fighting fatigue, we know that. But how does iron deficiency, or having enough of it, directly impact the immune system's ability to actually function and defend?
That is a crucial distinction to make. Iron is, of course, necessary for general vigor. It's a core component of hemoglobin, which is what transports oxygen all through the body, fueling all our cellular activity. That's the energy part.
Right.
However, in an immune context, iron deficiency anemia directly impairs the proliferation and the function of key immune cells. We're talking specifically about T lymphocytes and macrophages.
And what do they do?
T cells are like the generals of the adaptive immune response. They coordinate the attack. Macrophages are the big eaters, the heavy-duty cleanup crew. If these cells can't multiply effectively or coordinate the attack because they lack the necessary energy substrate and oxygen supply,
Then the whole response is just slower, weaker.
Exactly. The entire response is slowed down and weakened. It's like trying to run an army without enough fuel or ammunition.
So if the body is depleted of iron, the immune system physically cannot mount a timely or effective response. And spinach, by providing both the direct immune building block in vitamin C and the essential fuel for immune mobilization in iron, it tackles defense from two really necessary structural angles.
Yes,
It's all about readiness and deployment speed.
that's a great way to put it. And we shouldn't overlook the broader principle, the source layers onto the spinach discussion. It says, eating green vegetables every day is great for the immune system.
So spinach is the hero example.
It's the champion of a large, diverse food category. It's a mandate for integrating nutrient density into the daily diet, suggesting that the benefits extend far beyond just those two named nutrients. You're also getting things like vitamin K, folate, other phytonutrients, all of which contribute to general systemic robustness.
It's the whole package.
It really is.
Okay, that brings us to the third powerhouse in this structural section, almonds. The source shifts focus entirely here, moving away from water-soluble vitamin C and iron to zoom in on a fat-soluble nutrient, vitamin E.
Yes, and this is a really important shift. The claim is direct. Almonds are full of vitamin E, which helps the body stay healthy. The fact that this is a fat-soluble vitamin changes its function entirely compared to vitamin C.
How so?
Well, vitamin C operates in the watery parts of the cell, what's called the cytoplasm. Vitamin E, because it's fat-soluble, operates within the fatty parts, specifically the lipid membranes that surround every single one of our cells.
So where vitamin C protects the watery environment inside the cell from oxidative stress, vitamin E acts as the security guard for the cell's physical walls. It protects the integrity of the cell membrane itself.
Exactly right. Oxidative stress is essentially molecular rusting. It's damage. And immune cells, particularly when they're activated and working hard, are highly susceptible to this kind of damage.
Because they're producing all those free radicals we mentioned earlier.
Yes. By integrating itself directly into the cell membrane, vitamin E stops the destructive chain reactions that are initiated by free radicals. It prevents them from poking holes or causing degradation in the cell wall. This protection is especially critical for immune cells that need to maintain their shape and flexibility to migrate through tissues, like those phagocytes we talked about.
So it keeps them strong and flexible so they can get to the site of an infection.
Precisely. It maintains their operational integrity.
And the consumption nuance provided here is incredibly practical. I like this. The source doesn't say you need to eat massive quantities. It says a small handful of almonds is a great snack.
That practical serving size aligns perfectly with the nature of vitamin E. As a fat-soluble vitamin, it can be stored in the body's fat tissues.
Oh, so you don't need a constant supply like with vitamin C, which just gets flushed out.
Correct. You don't need huge doses every hour. A small, consistent daily intake, easily provided by a handful of almonds, is enough to maintain protective levels in your cell membranes. It's convenient, it's portable, and it's very efficient immune support.
Okay, so if we synthesize this whole structural support section, oranges, spinach, and almonds, we've basically established a clear necessity for diverse foundational intake.
Absolutely.
We covered vitamin C for infrastructure and that antioxidant buffering. We covered iron for cellular mobilization and energy, and then vitamin E for membrane protection. That's a highly intentional foundation built on three very different but equally critical micronutrient roles.
And with this foundation now laid, we're ready to shift our attention. We can move from maintenance and building blocks to the ingredients the source suggests have more targeted active effects.
Right. The ingredients used for specific defense or recovery actions.
Yeah.
All right, let's move to section 2, the active fighters. These are the spices and herbs that are, renowned globally, not just for adding flavor, but for having specific, almost medicinal effects.
This is where things get really active, yeah.
We're moving to things like antibacterial action, soothing properties, and that critical anti-inflammatory management. Our first fighter is garlic.
A cornerstone of traditional medicine for centuries. And the source gives it a powerful, specific core claim. It helps the body fight bacteria in addition to being tasty.
That connection between potent flavor and potent function, that's rarely an accident in the plant world, is it?
Almost never. Those strong flavors are often the plant's own chemical defenses, which we can then borrow.
And the application anecdote provided is just universal. Many people add garlic to soup when they feel sick. This isn't just modern dietary advice. This practice is ancient.
It is.
But what is the specific chemical compound in garlic that's responsible for this active antibacterial mechanism? And how does it actually work against pathogens?
The primary active compound in garlic is something called allicin. And interestingly, it's not actually present in a whole clove of garlic.
Oh, really?
It's formed when the garlic clove is crushed or chopped or chewed. An enzyme reaction occurs. Allicin is a sulfur-containing compound, and its chemical structure allows it to interfere with certain enzymes within bacterial cells.
So it's a disruptor.
It's a total disruptor. Essentially, allicin makes it very difficult for certain types of bacteria to replicate and function normally. It messes with their basic metabolism.
So when the source frames garlic as a natural way to help the immune system, it's really referencing this chemical warfare capability, which works alongside our own immune cells. It's like a targeted chemical assist.
It's a profound example of targeted action. While our own immune system is busy recognizing and neutralizing the threat, garlic provides this systemic presence of a compound that directly hinders the growth or viability of certain pathogens.
So it slows the enemy down while your army mobilizes.
A perfect way to describe it. It's a non-aggressive systemic defense support that complements the body's natural response. And it's worth noting, the act of cooking garlic, especially at high heat, can reduce the heat-sensitive allicin, but the source emphasizes adding it to soup.
Which suggests that even if it's partially cooked, it's still beneficial.
Exactly. The lingering complex of other sulfur compounds still provides benefits. It's about incorporation, not necessarily just raw consumption.
That makes sense. Okay, moving to the next fighter, we have ginger. Now, ginger is often cited alongside garlic, but the source assigns it 3 very distinct primary benefits.
Very different, yeah.
It says it reduces a sore throat, makes you feel warm, and helps the body heal faster. I mean, that sounds like a comprehensive aid for when you're acutely ill.
Ginger offers a really broad functional scope. Its activity comes primarily from 2 classes of compounds you might have heard of, gingerols and show gels.
Right.
And the source advises drinking ginger tea when you have a cold, which utilizes those soothing and warming properties almost immediately. You feel it right away.
I want to focus on that claim that it helps the body heal faster. That's a massive claim for a simple spice. Does the source imply a mechanism, or is this healing effect just tied to the symptom relief, which in turn allows the body to rest better?
It's likely a combination of both, but the underlying mechanism is fascinating. The gingerols are potent anti-inflammatory agent, which helps, but perhaps more importantly, during an acute sickness, ginger is a known carminative.
A carminative? What's that?
It means it aids digestion and can soothe nausea. Think about it. When you are sick, maintaining adequate nutrition and hydration is incredibly challenging, but absolutely vital.
Yeah, you often don't want to eat anything.
Exactly. By mitigating nausea and improving digestive comfort, ginger ensures the body can actually absorb the nutrients it needs to fight the illness. It can absorb the vitamin C and the iron we just discussed. In essence, it supports the recovery engine by making sure the fuel lines are open.
Ah, so it's not magically accelerating cellular repair on its own. It's creating an optimal internal environment, reducing discomfort, ensuring the system can actually get fuel, which is a prerequisite for faster healing.
You've got it. It's a facilitator of healing.
And what about the warming effect? Is that just a feeling, or is something physical happening?
Something is definitely happening. It's related to its ability to mildly stimulate circulation, what's known as vasodilation, a slight widening of the blood vessels.
And more blood flow is good when you're sick.
It is. Increased blood flow helps distribute immune cells more effectively throughout the body, and it also aids in the removal of metabolic waste products from areas of inflammation or infection. So ginger acts as this comforting internal warmer that supports recovery through immediate symptom relief, reduced inflammation, and improved circulation.
Wow, okay. Now, if garlic is the chemical antibacterial agent, and ginger is the soothing recovery agent, then turmeric, the last of our active fighters, introduces a third, critically important mechanism. It deals with the aftermath of the fight, anti-inflammation.
Turmeric, that vibrant yellow spice, is a fantastic inclusion, and its core claim is explicitly that it helps fight inflammation and supports your immune system.
And the active component here is curcumin.
That's the one. It's arguably one of the most studied plant compounds in recent years.
So we've established that inflammation is the body's necessary response to damage. It's a good thing initially. But why is fighting inflammation so important that it warrants a dedicated food on this list? Doesn't the body need that inflammation to heal?
It needs acute inflammation, yes, the initial rapid response. But prolonged or dysregulated inflammation, what we often call chronic low-grade inflammation, is incredibly destructive.
Okay.
It can actually hinder recovery, it can damage healthy tissue, and it diverts a huge amount of resources from other systemic functions. Curcumin's power lies in its ability to modulate the inflammatory cascade at a molecular level. It's known to target specific signaling pathways inside the cell.
Can you give us an example? What's a specific pathway that curcumin targets?
The most famous target is a complex protein called NF-kappa B.
NF-kappa B.
Think of NF-kappa B as the master switch inside our immune cells that turns on the genes responsible for producing pro-inflammatory substances. It's like the go button for inflammation.
And curcumin.
Curcumin helps inhibit the activation of NF-kappa B. By dampening this master switch, turmeric helps prevent the body from overreacting. It helps wind down the inflammation once the immediate threat has been handled, ensuring a smooth, efficient recovery instead of a prolonged, damaging one.
And the source suggests such a simple preparation. A little bit of turmeric in food or milk. That makes this really high-level cellular intervention incredibly accessible.
And that ease of integration is the genius of this guide. These three spices together, garlic, ginger, and turmeric, they provide a comprehensive array of targeted actions.
A whole toolkit.
It is. You have the antibacterial defense from garlic, the systemic soothing and operational support from ginger, and the essential anti-inflammatory management from turmeric. They address distinct facets of defense and recovery, all through simple, flavorful kitchen additions.
This level of targeted dietary action, it moves us really seamlessly into our next section, which is all about maintaining the internal operating system. Okay, this brings us to section 3, systemic support. We're moving away now from specific threats and structural vitamins, and we're focusing instead on maintaining the body's internal environment.
The internal landscape, yes.
Specifically the gut, which the source frames as the key to inner strength. I like that phrasing.
It's a great way to put it. This section really looks at the long game of immunity. I mean, the body's largest immune organ isn't the spleen or the tonsils, it's the digestive tract.
Right. And the first food here is yogurt.
The core claim is that yogurt contains healthy bacteria probiotics that protect the stomach and the body. This highlights that indispensable link between our gut microbiome and our immune strength.
For our listener, can we clearly define what probiotics are and explain the mechanism of this gut immune axis?
Absolutely. So probiotics are defined as living microorganisms that, when you administer them in adequate amounts, confer a health benefit on the host. When we talk about yogurt, we're usually talking about strains like lactobacillus and bifidobacterium.
Okay, and the gut immune axis.
That's the two-way communication pathway between the trillions of bacteria living in your gut and the massive number of immune cells in what's called the gut-associated lymphoid tissue, or ALTS.
And the GALT is significant.
It makes up about 70 to 80% of the body's entire immune system.
70 to 80%. That's massive. It's almost all of it.
It's the majority. It's the front line.
So how do these beneficial bacteria in yogurt provide protection in practical terms? What are they actually doing down there?
They protect us in three main ways. First, they engage in something called competitive exclusion.
Meaning,
They take up physical space on the gut wall and they consume resources. This leaves less room and less food for harmful pathogenic bacteria to colonize. They just crowd them out.
okay, that's simple enough. What's the second way?
Second, they strengthen the intestinal barrier itself. They help tighten the junctions between the cells of the gut lining, which helps prevent unwelcome substances like undigested food particles or toxins from slipping into the bloodstream.
They patch up the wall, so to speak?
They do. And third, and this is most crucial for immunity, they actively train the gut. They help modulate the immune system, teaching it to tolerate harmless things like food particles while remaining hyper-responsive to real threats. This balance is key to preventing conditions like excessive inflammation or oversensitivity, like allergies.
That makes the critical nuance provided by the source extremely important then. It instructs the reader to, quote, try to eat plain yogurt, not the very sweet kind.
A critical piece of wisdom.
If the point is to support these beneficial bacteria, why does the sugar in the sweet varieties essentially negate the health benefit?
Because that excessive refined sugar, which is so prevalent in flavored yogurts, can actually feed the unbeneficial microorganisms.
The bad guys.
The yeasts and disruptive bacteria that can cause dysbiosis, which is an imbalance in the gut flora. Furthermore, high sugar consumption can lead to general systemic inflammation, which directly undermines the calming, modulating effect the probiotics are supposed to achieve.
So you're sending in reinforcements, but also feeding the enemy at the same time.
You are. The source is emphasizing that you have to optimize the environment, which means low sugar, for the beneficial bacteria to do their job effectively. It's all about feeding the good guys and starving the bad guys.
That concept of maintenance and internal balance, it leads us perfectly into the second part of this systemic section. We're moving to cleansing and protection with what we're calling the antioxidant duo, green tea and blueberries.
And grouping these two is intentional. It's because the source attributes the same powerful core mechanism to both of them. They're full of antioxidants.
Okay, so let's replace the source's simple language of clean out bad things with the deep dive explanation. What exactly are free radicals, and how do antioxidants help the body fight the resulting oxidative stress?
Right. So free radicals are highly reactive, unstable molecules. They have an unpaired electron. They are often just metabolic byproducts, waste from energy generation, or they can come from pollutants.
And because they're unstable.
Because they're unstable, they're desperate to stabilize themselves. So they scavenge or steal electrons from essential cellular structures like your DNA, proteins, or cell membranes, causing damage. This damage is called oxidative stress. You can think of it as accelerated aging or degradation from within the body.
Like rust.
A great analogy. And antioxidants, like the ones in green tea and blueberries, are compounds that can safely donate an electron to that free radical, neutralizing it without becoming unstable themselves. They are sacrificial agents. They quench the fire.
Okay, so first up, green tea is framed as a cleanser. The source says its antioxidants help the body clean out bad things and stay strong. What specific antioxidants are we talking about in green tea? And how does the suggested timing a warm cup in the morning or evening support this idea of systemic cleansing?
Green tea is loaded with a class of polyphenols called catechins, and the most famous of these is EGCG epigallocatechin gallate. EGCG is a powerhouse antioxidant. The suggested timing, morning or evening, it reinforces this idea of consistent, gentle maintenance. It's not a dramatic, one-time intervention. It's a habitual way to regularly flush the system and neutralize the oxidative load that builds up over the day.
And the warmth of the beverage matters, too.
It does. Because it's a warm beverage, it also supports hydration and general circulation, which enhances its overall systemic impact.
Then we move to blueberries, which the source describes as small but powerful. I like that. Their claim is simply that their antioxidants help the body fight sickness. What makes the antioxidants in blueberries unique? Why are they considered such a powerful food-based delivery system?
Blueberries owe their deep, rich color to a class of antioxidants called anthocyanins. These compounds are particularly potent, and they're known for protecting cardiovascular health, but their role in immune function is tied to their ability to cross the blood-brain barrier and their broad systemic reach.
And they come with extra benefits compared to tea.
Well, unlike green tea, which is often consumed as a liquid extract, you eat blueberries whole, so you're
Wow.
getting fiber, which is essential for gut health, linking back to the yogurt, and you get a slower release of all the nutrients. They deliver the antioxidants alongside other necessary dietary components.
And the source ties this all back together beautifully by suggesting practical combinations. It says you can eat blueberries with yogurt or in a smoothie.
That combination is strategic synergy. It's a perfect example. You are pairing the systemic maintenance from the antioxidants in the blueberries, which fight stress, with the foundational internal balance from the probiotics in the yogurt, which normalize the gut.
So this whole section,
Mm.
it really reinforces the concept that a healthy immune response relies not just on fighting off invaders, but on proactively keeping the internal environment clean, balanced, and protected from daily wear and tear.
That's the long game of immunity right there.
Okay, we have covered structural vitamins, we've covered targeted spices, and systemic supports. We now arrive at the last item on the list. It's the only prepared dish, and it's the ultimate cultural symbol of healing: chicken soup.
And this really warrants its own dedicated discussion because chicken soup ties together so many of the concepts we've already explored. It presents them in a single holistic format.
The core claim from the source is critical here. It says, chicken soup is not just comfort food, it really helps when you are sick. It's validating that tradition with specific functional benefits.
Yes, and it names two of them.
It does. The source outlines two specific benefits. It gives the body protein and warmth. We need to go into depth on both of these. First, why is protein so absolutely essential when the body is in recovery or fighting an acute illness?
Protein breaks down into amino acids, and amino acids are the essential raw materials for all repair and regeneration in the body. When your body's mounting an immune response, it requires massive amounts of protein.
To do what specifically?
To manufacture antibodies, for one, which are themselves protein structures, and to rapidly produce new immune cells, like lymphocytes. You're building an army from scratch, and that army is made of protein.
I never thought of it that way.
Furthermore, if you're running a fever, your body's metabolic rate is much higher, which means the turnover of proteins throughout your body is accelerated. You're burning through it faster. Feeding the body easily digestible protein, like that found in a good broth, ensures the supply chain of these building blocks for recovery is maintained.
So the protein in chicken soup isn't just generic sustenance. It's specific fuel for the recovery engine, ensuring the body has the structural components it needs to replace damaged tissue and synthesize all these necessary defense molecules.
Precisely. And let's be practical. During an illness, appetite is often severely suppressed. A warm, palatable soup provides those vital nutrients when a sick person might be completely unable, unwilling to eat solid food. It's a gentle but highly effective delivery system.
That makes perfect sense. And then there's the warmth. The source lists warmth as a specific benefit. Beyond the obvious psychological comfort, what physical mechanisms are supported by consuming a warm liquid like chicken soup?
There are several critical physiological benefits tied to that warmth. First, as we discussed a bit with ginger, warmth helps promote vasodilation and a mild improvement in circulation, better delivery of immune cells, better removal of waste.
Okay.
Second, and this is highly relevant during colds and respiratory illnesses, The steam and the heat from the soup help to loosen mucus and clear nasal congestion. This aids in easier breathing and provides significant symptom relief. The warmth can also be incredibly soothing for a sore throat.
Right. So that combination of physical comfort and actual symptom management allows the sick person to rest more effectively.
And rest is, after all, when the body does the bulk of its repair work. If you can't rest because you can't breathe or your throat hurts, healing is delayed.
You know, the inclusion of chicken soup is a really great synthesis of the entire guide's philosophy. You could actually integrate the other active fighters directly into the soup.
You absolutely should.
You could add garlic, ginger, and turmeric to leverage the protein and warmth as this ultimate holistic delivery vehicle for active defense and accelerated recovery.
And that's exactly what many traditional recipes do. It serves as the ultimate proof that food can be both medicine and comfort at the same time. It's a complete meal solution that addresses hydration, symptom management, and the provision of essential structural components like protein all at once. It recognizes that fighting illness isn't just about taking a high-dose vitamin. It's about providing comprehensive, easily absorbed support when the body is under its greatest stress. ##### summary and final takeaways.
This has been a tremendously deep dive. We've really transformed a simple list of 10 items into what feels like a comprehensive immune strategy. Let's quickly review the structure we built, tying each food back to its functional category one more time.
Sounds good. We started with that foundational structure. Oranges, spinach, and almonds. They deliver the vitamin C for tissue integrity, the iron for immune cell mobilization, and the vitamin E for that critical cell membrane protection.
Those are the daily essentials, the building blocks.
Exactly. Then we activated the defense with the active fighters.
Right. Garlic, deploying allicin for direct antibacterial action. Ginger, providing that systemic soothing and optimizing the whole recovery environment. And turmeric, which uses curcumin to manage destructive inflammation.
Then we covered the crucial systemic maintenance phase. That was yogurt, delivering probiotics to normalize the gut immune axis and build that inner strength.
And the antioxidant duo, green tea and blueberries, leveraging EGCG and anthocyanins to fight free radicals and that daily oxidative stress.
And finally, the comprehensive recovery tool, chicken soup, providing that essential protein and strategic warmth for repair and symptom relief right when the body needs it most.
So if we synthesize all of this, the key takeaway from the source material, which I think we've now supported with a lot of mechanistic detail, is actually simple but profound.
It is. The central guidance is to try to eat some of these foods every day. And this elevates immune support from a reactionary measure, reaching for vitamin C only when you sneeze, to a proactive, integrated lifestyle choice.
It really drives home that ultimate message. A healthy diet means a healthy life. It underscores that immune strength isn't something you just have. It's a continuously maintained state powered by informed daily choices.
You are actively building resilience every single day by choosing foods not just for their flavor or calories, but for their known functional benefits.
The beauty of this guide is its accessibility. You don't need a complex medical degree to apply this knowledge.
Not at all.
But understanding the mechanisms, the roles of vitamin E on cell membranes or curcumin on NF-kappa B, it allows you to appreciate the true power that's contained within these simple staples.
It gives you the why, which is always more motivating than just the what.
Exactly. Now, before we wrap up, let's leave you, the listener, with a final thought that builds directly on the strategic sophistication of this simple source material. We spent some time detailing the roles of the 3 different types of systemic support: the probiotics, the specific anti-inflammatory action of turmeric, and the general cleansing of green tea.
Think about this complexity for a moment. Given the wide range of immune challenges the body faces, what is the specific inclusion of both a dedicated anti-inflammatory agent like turmeric and a general systemic cleanser like green tea suggest about the different fronts of the body's health battle.
It implies that the body needs continuous, differentiated support. It's not a one-size-fits-all problem. Turmeric is there to address the destructive internal side effects of the defense process, the inflammation caused by the body fighting itself.
While green tea is there to address the general external and metabolic burdens, the free radicals and waste products that accumulate from simply living and breathing and being exposed to the world.
So a simple, effective diet must therefore address offense, defense, maintenance, and this really complex internal cleanup, all at the same time.
It's a surprisingly holistic and highly differentiated strategy for just 10 simple items.
It's a fantastic reminder that true health is achieved through continuous, balanced, and informed effort.
Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the simple but powerful world of immune-boosting foods. We really appreciate you trusting us with your source material.
Until next time, keep seeking the why behind the what and exploring the deep connections between what you eat and how you thrive.